Hi everybody, this is Josh Ford running for the United States Senate in Massachusetts in 2018 against Elizabeth Warren. Here to you today because it's 4th of July weekend, everybody, and I hope everybody's getting ready to have a good time, go out, see some family, see some fireworks, and just make the most of this weekend. Because it might be the last real good 4th of July weekend we have for some time. Right now, our Congress, you're probably well aware, is trying to destroy healthcare for 22 million Americans across the country. Yes, Obamacare is a failure, but it's better than nothing. Should it be replaced? You bet. But with what? It's called single-payer healthcare. Unfortunately, even Bernie Sanders has turned his back on single-payer healthcare, and he's saying the best we can do now is try and make Obamacare better. That's why Bernie Sanders is controlled opposition. This is why Elizabeth Warren is controlled opposition. We have to look past these lies and the manipulation of both parties. There is no two parties. It is one Congress. It is one Congress controlled by the oligarchy, by the military-industrial complex, by Nestle or Monsanto, whatever you want to call the big money interests that are destroying our country. So not only do we face the incredible difficult times of 22 million Americans over the next 10 years losing their health care, they're making such a big deal about it that you may not be paying attention to what else they're trying to take away from the American people. President Trump right now is working on destroying our waterways. He thinks it's perfectly okay to dump whatever pollutants any chemical company, any paint thinner company, any company whatsoever wants to dump in the water. Coal companies. And there was a test run. It's called Flint, Michigan. Flint, Michigan, they still don't have drinking water. They're still completely screwed. And I can't imagine those people are going to be having a very good 4th of July weekend. And we can't forget them, because if we forget them and we don't fight to help them, then we're screwed ourselves, because it's coming. 1 in 3 Americans are going to lose their drinking water right now. It's going to become poisoned and polluted, and what you get out of your tap, God knows what's going to be in it. As long as we have absolutely a corrupt political system, the American people are going to continue to suffer, and it's going to continue to get more and more difficult. Capitalism is in its dying days right now, it seems, and the American people, the middle class, the shrinking middle class, should I say, as we're being pushed off the edge towards poverty, all of us, slowly but surely, leaving us with little opportunities other than to commit criminal acts or go on welfare and to try and feed and support our families. I mean, at some point, our Congress could have passed the living wage. They could have increased the minimum wage to something that's livable. They could provide free health care. But the top 400 families in the United States, they don't care. They care more about the tax break that's going to be provided to them by this supposed health care bill. And when you're drinking poison water and you don't know what's in it, suddenly it becomes very questionable as to whether you should drink that water, because you may not even be able to go get health care if you're poisoned, if your family's poisoned, if your kids get poisoned. We're in rough times. I have been kicked off Twitter because I was telling the truth about the news and on TYT, and next thing I know, Twitter blocked me, and I've been unable to get back, so I'm going to have to try to make a new site. But I'm not the only one that's facing these incredible obstacles. Truth Bomb activists, an online Facebook page, they work really hard to get people informed. They come together and they go forth, to other pages, and they start telling people the truth. about what's going on in this country and how bad things really are. And let me tell you, it's bad because they're being blocked, they're being kept from adding new members. And if they can do that to them, they can do that to me. They can do that to anybody that's trying to make a difference. But the message is growing. More and more people are becoming aware, and it's becoming something that's going to be impossible to stop as long as we keep pushing forward. And we can do it. Because on July 4th, 1776, some very smart men, farmers, they said they were going to set out and create an experiment to make this country a better place, to save the American dream so that the rich wouldn't stand on the backs of the people anymore. And we're not going to let that happen anymore here in the United States. We're going to fight back for our country. So everyone have an amazing 4th of July weekend. Please enjoy your lakes, rivers, and streams. And Monday morning, come out fighting again against our corrupt Congress. Come out fighting for the American dream and to make things better. Thank you. This is Josh Ford running for the U.S. Senate in Massachusetts against Elizabeth Warren in 2018.